live from Spartanburg, South Carolina. Welcome to the Night Sky Imaging YouTube channel, and I'm outside back imaging. I'm back outside imaging the sun. If this was recorded, I'd start over again. Probably should start over again and delete this anyway. Anyway, so let's head outside and I'll show you what's cooking in my neck of the woods. I set up to do a time lapse, and clouds have already started moving in, so I don't think that's going to happen. So I thought, well, I'll just go live and I'll show you what is cooking. Let me bring this up a little bit. There is a pretty massive sunspot, a solar flare, a series of them going along the rim here, and this is where I was planning the time lapse, and I took a couple of images earlier and processed them in AutoStacker, and then opened them up in IMPPG, and so this is one of those images, and what I have really is a pretty good series of sunspots. There's quite a few of them right here, and there's some active flaring going on as well. And then, of course, on the rim, there's this neat stuff. So just kind of playing around with that, seeing how I could make that pop a little more. But I would end up cropping this section out for a time lapse or for an image. And we have another area right here that this could easily flare up. There's two pretty good sized sunspots, and then there's an area right here. So it's a pretty hot area, and a lot could have happened, but I'll show you why it isn't probably going to happen. When I turned on the telescope, got everything set up, came upstairs, clouds passed by, and there they are. This is a live view outside, and you can take you on a wherever you go. You're gonna. They just came from absolutely nowhere, and it came quickly. So that's what I'm dealing with. And they're behind me, and they're coming. The behind me is the fence, and they're coming from the fence, and they're moving over me. So I went outside to take a look, and it's very clouded behind me. So I don't think anything other than kind of showing you. I was able to image last night with both of my telescopes, and then I switched targets about midnight, and this telescope began acting up and couldn't guide correctly, so I just shut that one down. This one did fine all night long. I got some nice data from the SCT, but the refractor, I ended up, I was going to shoot IC 1318 nebula, and guiding. I even went and calibrated again. It just didn't work out. So anyway, let's go back out and let's bring up the sun. Let me close this out so I don't have to deal with it. And I'll take you on a trip around the sun, and then we'll switch telescopes, and I'll show you what the Scout looks like. Let's see, we want to move down. And then west. No, east, east, east. Here goes some clouds. This was another area that I was looking at that I thought would be a good place to frame because got a number of filaments, and let me bring these lights down some. And come on, clouds. It's going to be a short video. And it's a thin layer, so I can raise the exposure and kind of shoot through some of them. But it's not the way you want to do a time lapse. But at any rate, this is what I also was looking at. And there is on the rim, let's see if they'll pass. In the meantime, I'm going to switch to the 1600. And we're going to see, we need to move that down to, and east, no, west. It is really overexposed. Let me recenter these crosshairs to help me get this thing positioned. And let's move this out of the way. Let's go down to about 2640. And let's bring the gain down. Go away, clouds. And let's get the histogram set up right. Too hot. Oh, yeah. Well, you see kind of what I'm up against. And I'm going to go ahead and take an image of this. And let me move north a little bit and east. And then I'm going to overexpose this. I'm just going to use the gain to show you this activity here on the rim. There was a little more over here earlier where I was framing where with the other kit that I was, when the clouds drove me away, that I was looking to frame, but it looks like that's kind of died down over there. But this is still pretty active, this section of the sky on the rim. It looks like a giant bubble right here is developing. Wonder what's going to happen there. That's the neat thing about imaging the sun. You never know what's going to happen. And anything can happen any given day. Whereas when you're imaging planets or nebula or galaxies, other than you get a surprise sometime like a supernova. But you know what? If I was imaging, had I been imaging M101, knowing no more than what I know about astronomy, and the supernova had been there, I wouldn't have known it. I just thought it was one of the stars. I wouldn't have recognized that it was out of place. So I marvel at the people who have the ability to look at these objects in the sky and can tell when major science is happening. And I just I don't see it, but I can image it after the fact, and I've done that, and that's what I was doing last night, imaging M101. That was live, by the way, and that video is on YouTube. if you have absolutely nothing to do and you're bored stiff, then you can watch that. It's better than watching the Beatles' Hard Day's Night, but yeah, it's better than that. All right, well, let's go back and see if the 174 is ramped up too hot. And let's move back over there. And well, folks, I think I'm just going to be up against the clouds and the wind. The wind went, when I woke up, was non-existent, and now, well, it's quieted down now, but my umbrella's been flipping and flopping, and it's kind of quieted down now, but it wasn't. So we're up. The clouds have completely taken over. I have to raise the gain up to 6 million to see anything. Well, that's it, folks. I don't think we're going to be doing a time lapse. Best I was able to get was about 20 images of that area of the sky that I had planned to do a time lapse, and that's about it. So I'll catch you later, and if it clears up later this afternoon, it's supposed to be clear tonight, then I'll come back and image again live tonight. But if it clears up later on this afternoon, because I think we're going to be home all day, then I will fire up the kits again and try to pick up where I left off. So that being said, catch you later. Have a good day.